What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Dearenee, and this, you don't even know what just happened to me. So I've recorded the video twice. The first time I actually wasn't happy with it, so I deleted that one. And then I came to record this one, and I have an app that controls my screen time. And it turned off my phone 10 seconds into recording. I recorded for 22 minutes. So I spoke for 22 minutes without the camera being on. Painful, but we'll get straight into the video. This video is called Get Back into Old Standards. And this is coming after yesterday. I had a meeting at church where the Reverend was preaching to us about certain things for ministry and certain things about shepherding. But one thing that he did say was, get back into old standards. So firstly, I want to apologize for Tuesday's video, because talking about standards. The video that I recorded, as I said, the mic wasn't connected, and that's probably going to make the video not as good as it should have been. I know if the mic was connected, that video was going to be perfect, because me and Prince, we were spitting. But the video, sadly, it wasn't up to the standards that I wanted to hold up to. But nevertheless, let's go straight into today's video. Hopefully the camera's working this time. I hope it is. So the scripture that the Reverend used yesterday was Proverbs 22, verse 28. Remove not the ancient landmarks which thy fathers have set. And in NLT it is, don't cheat your neighbor by moving the ancient boundary markers set up by previous generations. And to me, what that says to me is, if it works, don't try to fix it. The older generations have shown it works. So why are we trying to fix the old standards? We should just be replicating it. It works. Of course, we can show there's wisdom, we can have progression, but if something is good for us, and it's proven that it's good for us, why are we going to now change that? It doesn't really make sense. And I blame my generation specifically. So firstly, the first point I had was technology is affecting our standards. So I'm going to branch into the fact that technology affects the way that we eat. Let's go back 10 years ago, when I was younger. If my house wanted to get shopping, we could not order it. We couldn't go on the Sainsbury's app or something else app and order our shopping. You had to go to the shopping centre and buy your shopping. Let's go back 50, 60, 70 years. You had to know a farmer and buy it from them, or you had to grow it yourself. Go back a couple of years before that, you had to hunt. You had to hunt for it yourself. You had to actually go and hunt for your food. And I think as technology has grown, it has made our lives too efficient. Obviously, sorry, I thought my cat was there. Obviously, I'm victim to this too. Like, I still order food sometimes here and there. For example, like the food apps. But don't make that your standard. Don't make that your normality. Cooking is, learn how to cook. Me personally, I didn't know how to cook when I was younger. So I used to always order food. I said, I can't live like this. Learn how to cook, and now I meal prep week in, week out. Some weeks I may not be able to due to time, but I still meal prep. And I think that's where technology has affected our standards. We order food too much. Of course, if you've worked hard and you want to treat yourself. Go out to go eat or order from your favorite restaurant. No one's going to take that away from you. But if you know that you're ordering food 3 times a day, every single day, you know you're doing something wrong. And you need to hold yourself to better standards. Cook, make breakfast, do something. And it's not even a thing of there's a fault in it. It's the fact of these are skills that you need. Because let's say these apps stop working one day. Somehow, some way, these apps stop working. What are you going to do if you don't know how to cook? How are you going to survive? You need to hold yourself to better standards. The next thing that I wanted to branch into was it's affecting the way we socialize. Back in the day, I used to have really, really bad socializing skills. And that came down to the fact of my friend told me to stop saying that because I always say that, but that came down to the reason because of you're gonna see a video of me talking about gamers coming soon because I'm very passionate about it. I used to be a serial gamer. Wake up game, go sleep game. And the fault with that is you're by yourself. You could be playing on with your friends, but in that room, you are by yourself. The issue with that is no one's watching you. You don't have to make eye contact with nobody. You don't have to be thinking about your posture. You don't have to worry about your tone of your voice. You don't have to worry about how you're looking, what you're wearing. You don't have to worry about any of these things because nobody's looking at you. You're online. And I think that affects the way that we socialize. And I'm living proof of it. Until when I first started to put myself out there, I could not speak. I couldn't hold eye contact. Even to now, I even struggle to look at the camera due to how I was back in the days. Obviously, due time and experience, I'll get better at it. But that's the fault of how I used to always game because no one was watching me. I didn't have to hold eye contact with anybody. I didn't have to worry about anything. But these are things that you need. If you want to make it far in life, you have to know how to socialize. You have to know how to shake somebody's hand correctly. You have to know how to eat at a dinner table correctly. You have to know about all these things. But when you're online doing all these type of things, you don't have to worry about any of these things. Socializing online has caused our standards of social greetings and posture, gestures, all these things to drastically decrease. And once again, there's the efficiency aspect because you could not be able to meet as many people as you could have back in the day as you could now. But when it comes to that one-to-one personal relationship, I think technology has really ruined that. Really, really ruined that. And it's destroyed our standards. The next point I said was holding ourselves to better standards. And this is coming from what the Reverend said. So me and my friend, or Prince, inside of the other video, we was working from Friday night into Saturday morning with another of our friends. And we were tired when we woke up Saturday. And we were like, we don't really want to go. Can't be bothered. But we still could have went. We said we were tired, but what's stopping you from going? And the Reverend was saying, tired is the standard. When you're really tired, that's when you're tired. But when you're tired, that is normal. You should be operating while you're tired. I have written here, we say we are tired, but tired is the standard. If you are exhausted, take a break. But if you are tired, keep going. Exhaustion and tired are two different things. The dictionary version is tired means in need of sleep or rest, weary. Or it means bored or impatient with. Exhausted means very tired, completely used up. If you are exhausted, take a break. I'm not one of those guys that are going to say you should be working 25/8, 365 consistently for your whole life, draining yourself. I'm not going to say that to you. That's crazy. That's ludicrous. Obviously, we need to take breaks. For example, last week I worked really hard on creating the videos, editing the videos, my actual work, doing all these things, going to the gym consistently, doing those things. And it gets you. It does get you exhausted. So I said, nah, today I'm going to take a break. I watched Joker movie and Shazam 2, I think. Didn't really enjoy the Shazam movie, but I really enjoyed the Joker movie. But it was good to just relax and let loose and enjoy myself. However, throughout the week, I was tired. I was in need of sleep or rest. But I kept going. I also said, change the word tired to bored or impatient and see if you still want to stop. If you know you have goals and dreams you want to achieve, you say you want to make 100K this year, tired should not stop you. Change the word of tired to bored. Dictionary says tired means bored or impatient as well. Imagine you're working for 3 hours that day, you've been hustling, and you say, oh, I'm tired. I'm done for the day. Change the word to bored. I'm bored, I'm done for the day. Would you still stop? Ask yourself really, would you still stop if you was bored? No. And inside of the last video that I posted about how to stay disciplined, I said, your for has to be stronger than your against because all of your against want you to stop. You want to make 100K this year? Pardon me. You want to make 100K this year? You're going to have a lot of against. You're going to have stress coming up against you. You're going to have tiredness coming up against you. You're going to have relationship issues. But if you know you want to make that money, you will make that money. You want to get closer to God? When you wake up and you're tired, if you know you really want to get closer to God, no matter how tired you are, you're going to read your Bible in that morning because you want to do it. You want to get closer. So your for has to be stronger than your against. And that's why I say if you change the word tired to bored, it de-spookify it because we all use the word tired like it's some special word. But once you start saying I'm bored or I'm being very impatient, that sudden urge to just stop just goes. It just goes because it's not the same anymore. You're not looking at it the same anymore. You're looking at the situation from a different angle. And you're thinking, maybe I'm not tired. Let me just take a 10, 15-minute break and just get straight back into it. Let me not stop for the day. I still have more to give. And the final point I wanted to give was the standards of the person that we would want to be like. And the story I want to give you is of Cristiano Ronaldo. For me, he's the greatest player of all time, my favourite player. Obviously, there's Messi in the argument, but for me personally, it's Ronaldo. And I say that because of his mindset. We all know Ronaldo would be the type of person to get to training before anybody else and leave after everybody else. If you're a footballer and you want to be the best possible footballer that you can be, you have to look at that. That's the type of standard you have to hold yourself to, because that's how he held himself to, and look where he is. You don't see that from the average player, because they're not holding themselves to that great standard. That standard there is the standard that you should be holding yourself to if you want to be one of the best. And I think a lot of us don't do that. The other point I said was, think about your future self and think about the standards they would have and replicate that. If you have goals and you have aspirations, think about the you in 5 to 10 to 15 years. What is that person currently doing? They're probably not sitting on the phone to that potential person they're talking to for 5 hours. They're not doing that. They're probably having a long-term serious relationship. They're not doing that. They're probably not sitting on their game for 3 hours a day, wasting time. They're not doing that. They're probably waking up, reading their Bible. They're probably reading a book. They're drinking 1 litre of water second that they wake up. They're going to the gym. They're working out. They're doing productive things throughout their day because they're holding their standards to high. They're holding high standards to themselves. But a lot of us don't do those things. We don't look at what are we going to be doing in the future. We're going to think about the now. Okay, the Dearenee of today, he would wake up, he's going to eat some noodles, he's going to sit down, watch a video for 2-3 hours, then he might start his day. But before let me go through TikTok, all these things. But what would Dearenee in the future do? The Dearenee that has these goals, these aspirations, that family that he wants to provide for, the family that he wants to take care for, the friends that he wants to be around, the network that he wants to build, the business that he wants to build. What is that man doing? He's probably not scrolling through TikTok for the first 2 hours of his day. He's definitely not doing that. He's probably waking up, going on a morning walk, coming back, getting dressed throughout the day, waking up 6, 7 a.m., starting his day early. That's what he's probably doing. So if I want to be that man, I have to put my mind into his head and think, what are the standards he's holding himself to? And keep those standards. I've recorded this video like 2-3 times. I don't want to be late for church, so I'm going to end it there. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully that helps you. It's been your boy Dearenee, we out.